What's up, people? It's your boy Slack. In this video, I'm going to talk about staying positive. In today's society, it's very hard to stay positive because you have to worry about a lot of things, okay? You have to worry about getting a career, you know, your basic needs. So it's one of those things where it's really frustrating to live in America today. A lot of things I've seen, a lot of people do not understand when I say these things. See, some of the smartest people in society had to go through hardship to get ahead. You see, when it comes to success in life, it's all a game. People do not understand the game. The whole point of the game is to become successful. Successful pretty much means having a quality of life. Okay? Because I can tell you right now, if you're not happy doing what you're doing, you failed in life. Period. Doesn't matter what type of job you have. If you're doing a job you do not like, you failed. Because the whole point of doing a job is to give you a quality of life. Okay? Nobody says to themselves, I'm going to go into a career I hate, stay there for 20 years just to get a pension or just to have retirement. No one says that. Because you're going to be the most miserable person ever doing your job, if that's the case. But I just want to speak on this because a lot of people do not understand where I'm coming from. Everybody knows once you get a record on your file, you're finished. Once you get a misdemeanor or a felony, you're done. Let me tell you what I mean by that. See, when you get a record on your file, you cannot get a job because most employers will not hire you. There is no law that says not to hire convicts. There's no law that says that. But companies do not want to hire a person who has a record. Okay? So I'm going to explain some things so you guys understand. There are many people today who have criminal records because of other people provoking them. Okay? There are some people who entered into relationships with certain people. In this case, there are many guys out there who have entered into relationships with women they had no business being with. Okay? Women today have become so vile and so awful. It's only a dumbass that will get involved with an American woman on a serious level. On a serious level when it comes to like cohabitation and marriage. A lot of people don't understand how this shit works. See, once the woman calls the police on her boyfriend, once they get to that door, he's going to jail. No questions asked, no questions discussed. And why I say this is because whenever there is a domestic dispute, someone's going to jail. Okay? And some women will call the police on their boyfriends as a means of control, in a sense where if you don't do what I say, I'm going to tell the cops that you did this. And she knows this because many people know that When a woman files a police report, most of them face no real consequences. Some may spend a few days in jail. If a woman files a police report, she may spend a few days in jail. And in some cases, it won't even be on it may not even be on her record. Okay? But this is where things get tricky. You have some women out there who will call the police on their boyfriends. The guy goes to jail. Okay? So she'll go and apologize. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know why I did that. Oh. And the guy will go back to the woman. Okay? Oh, they somehow solve their problems, right? Then down the road, in the future, they get into another altercation. She calls the cops. Guess what? He's going to jail. He's facing a longer sentence now, because depending on the state you live in, domestic disputes, especially if it's 2 times or more, becomes a felony charge. Once you get a felony for domestic violence or domestic assault, you're finished. You're done. Because by the time you get out of prison, employers frown upon that. They don't even want to hear your side of the story. Not interested. And so many guys are so stupid that a woman calls the cops on him and he goes back to her. Now he ruined his life, and now the female can just move on to some other sucker. Then you have the work environment. This is the trickiest part that people need to understand about the work environment. The work environment is one of the most horrible places to ever be in, because you spend 8 hours a day at that job. Okay? 8 hours a day. If your coworkers don't like you, they are going to find a way to get rid of you. They don't care about your situation. They don't care to talk to you. If they don't like you, they'll get rid of you. They will probably set you up in terms of they'll have you make mistakes, or they won't help you do certain things, and it makes you look bad. That kind of stuff. Okay? And this is what happens to a lot of people. Some people don't know how to control their emotions, so they end up, verbally attacking coworkers, or they may even become a physical with their coworkers because of frustration, because you're doing the best you can just to get by and do your job, but these people are just provoking you. And I'm telling you guys, it's better to quit a job than to get fired, because once you get fired from a job and they have it on there that you got fired for verbal altercation or a physical altercation, that's you're done. You're finished. And it's done that way so other companies won't hire you. Because some companies, I don't know how it works as in exact detail, but employers, when you apply for a new job, the company you applied for is going to contact your old employer, and they're going to ask for, a summary about you, about who you are, why'd you leave, and if they say verbal altercation or a physical altercation, that's it. It's a wrap. They don't want to hear your side of the story. and that's it. You're done. And that's something that people don't understand. There are so many people today who have lost their job because they attacked an employee. Okay? There's so many people today who have fallen into the trap and now they're done. Because I'm telling you guys right now, if you leave a job based on physical or verbal altercation, you're done. They're not dealing with you, period. But some employees will do that to you, you know? Or, or there are some cases where um, you may be, um, maybe someone smokes weed, okay? I've never seen this before, okay? I'm just saying what possibly could happen. Cause I think it happened once. I think it happened once. But there's a story I heard. I think where some employee they had a party, and the party was filled with you know other employees at the other employees at the company, right? So they saw one of the people doing weed. They were smoking weed. Then I think it was like the following day or a few days later, she got called in for a drug test. She tested positive and they fired her ass. That was a story I heard. I don't, yeah, that was a story I heard. So, I mean, I don't, you gotta be careful, man. And it's just the way it is. You gotta be very conscious of your surroundings. Because a lot of people don't understand that so many people today had plans, they had goals to be something successful, to be somebody smart, to be, you know, accomplished. But they get involved with the wrong people, they snap, they get a record on their file, you're finished. If you have like a felony charge or even a drug charge, you can't even you can't work in hospitals. I've heard. I mean, if you get a drug charge, you can't work as a pharmacist. I mean, they do all these crazy shit. I mean, they do a lot of things to put you down because the whole point of this society is they don't want you to make it. To me, you have to understand the game out here because don't be one of those people where you wake up and you're in a position where you cannot change your life. Some people who are working shitty, crappy jobs, they wake up when they're 30, 35, they wake up and say, you know what, this life ain't for me. I'm gonna look for a career that I can do. Some people, I don't know if you guys know this, but if you have like a criminal record, you can't even travel to certain countries. Australia turns away Americans who have a criminal record. They turn them away. So people need to understand, you gotta stay positive, overcome the bullshit because that's what happens to a lot of people who have road rage. It's like for you to have road rage shows you have a lot of issues in your life. I mean, how the hell are you gonna chase a total stranger? So you are going to deviate from your destination to chase a stranger who cut you off or who flicked you off. And it's like these people people are insane these days. But let me tell you something, all those people who have bad tempers and foul mouths, those are the people who never go far in life. And many of you guys may have seen this before, but there, I've been to some jobs where some employees they have foul mouths. They're foul and they talk shit to everybody, co-workers, supervisor. It doesn't matter. I look at people like how the hell can you get away with stuff like that? you know? Because I know for many companies, if you got a foul mouth or you're rude to people, they'll just fire you. They're not even gonna they're not even gonna entertain that behavior. Because the thing people don't understand is that anything you don't learn when you're young is going to affect you when you get older. Like, just believe it or not, I tell you guys this. There's so many employees who are just rude all the time, and those are the people who usually cannot keep a job because they'll snap on their boss and say, "Oh, you ain't shit, motherfucker. I don't need you." Yeah, you may curse out your manager, and you may get a little praise, but it's gonna affect you in the long run. Okay, unless the manager is at fault, you cursing them out, it's not gonna work. It does not work. And there's so many people who curse out their managers thinking that they'll get some kind of like clout or some kind of respect. But it's like, unless the manager did something to you directly, there's no point in you cursing them out. I'm not doing this shit, you know. And it's like, okay, don't do it, you know. But I'm just telling you guys right now, like, you gotta stay positive because one little mistake and it's game over. People just don't know this, but but my goal is to have a career in travel, because the last thing you need is to be stuck in a particular situation where you're not in. Believe it or not, there's a lot of people today who cannot keep a job. You know why? Because a lot of them have bad personalities. They have no social skills. They don't know how to just keep their mouth shut. They don't know how to be polite. They don't know. They just talk recklessly. Everything, everything you say and do annoys them. I'm like, if somebody gives you an order, if your manager says do something, if it's not degrading, what is the big deal in doing it? That's why they're paying you. But some people out there, they have this behavior. Oh, no one tells me anything. I do what I want. Okay, carry that mentality with you. Let's see how far you go in life. Many people who cannot keep a job are those who usually have like bad characters. So I mean, a lot of people need to understand this. So anyhow, let me know what you think. Peace.